Cleopatra types her name into a search bar and discovers 2,000 years of lies staring back at her. The last pharaoh of Egypt, fluent in 9 languages, ruler for over 2 decades, reduced to Hollywood fantasy and Roman slander that still dominates every result. The screen floods with images that barely resemble her reality. Elizabeth Taylor in elaborate makeup, countless paintings depicting a seductress, article after article focusing on her relationships with Caesar and Mark Antony rather than her diplomatic genius. The woman who negotiated Egypt's survival through Rome's civil wars, who restored her kingdom's economy, who commanded naval fleets, has been reduced to a footnote in the stories of the men she allied with. History remembered her lovers, but forgot her legacy as one of antiquity's most formidable political minds. The casting choices reveal a deeper erasure. Hollywood has predominantly cast white actresses to portray Cleopatra, ignoring the complex reality of her heritage and reign in Egypt. While she descended from Ptolemaic Greek Macedonian rulers, she governed an African kingdom for over 2 decades and was the first of her dynasty to actually learn Egyptian. The film industry's whitewashing extends beyond mere aesthetics. It reinforces a narrative that strips away the nuanced identity of a ruler who bridged multiple cultures. Each casting decision perpetuates the myth that power and intelligence in the ancient world could only wear a European face, systematically erasing the African context of her rule. The iconic image of Cleopatra dying from an asp bite has captivated imaginations for centuries, but ancient sources tell a different story. Plutarch himself admitted uncertainty about her death, noting that some claimed she used a poisoned comb or hollow hairpin. No snake was ever found in her chamber. Modern scholars increasingly believe she took a carefully prepared poison, maintaining control even in her final moments. This wasn't romantic tragedy, but calculated strategy. By choosing death over capture, she denied Octavian his ultimate prize, parading Egypt's queen through Rome in chains, the final humiliation that would cement his propaganda victory. The search algorithms reveal a disturbing pattern. Type Cleopatra, and the first page explodes with romantic narratives. Her seduction of Caesar, her affair with Antony, their tragic love story. Her actual accomplishments require scrolling past dozens of relationship-focused articles. The strategic alliance that secured Egypt's independence from Roman annexation gets 3 sentences. Her lover's military campaigns get 3,000 words. Modern search engines have become digital accomplices to ancient Roman propaganda, prioritizing scandal over statecraft. The woman who saved her kingdom through diplomatic brilliance has been repackaged as history's most famous mistress, her political acumen buried beneath algorithmic obsession with her bedroom. The archaeological evidence contradicts every Hollywood portrayal. Ancient coins minted during Cleopatra's reign show a woman with a pronounced hooked nose, a protruding chin, and distinctly masculine features by conventional standards. Roman sculptures depict similar characteristics: strong, angular facial structure designed to project authority rather than conventional beauty. These weren't unflattering propaganda pieces. They were official state imagery approved by Cleopatra herself, crafted to communicate power to a world where physical beauty held far less political currency than perceived strength. The historical Cleopatra understood that ruling Egypt and negotiating with Rome required projecting dominance, not desirability. Her appearance was deliberately crafted as a political weapon. Octavian's propaganda machine achieved what his armies alone could not: the complete character assassination of his greatest rival. After defeating Antony and Cleopatra, he commissioned poets, historians, and artists to reshape the narrative. Virgil, Horace, and Propertius all depicted Cleopatra as a dangerous Eastern seductress who corrupted Roman virtue. These weren't objective historical accounts, but state-sponsored character destruction designed to justify Octavian's civil war against a fellow Roman. The strategy proved devastatingly effective. His version became the foundation for nearly every subsequent historical text. 2 millennia later, his lies remain the default narrative, repeated in classrooms and streaming services worldwide, a testament to propaganda's enduring power over truth. The records that survived Roman censorship reveal a different Cleopatra entirely. She personally commanded naval forces during the Battle of Actium, making real-time tactical decisions that nearly turned the tide against Octavian's fleet. Her economic reforms stabilized Egypt's currency and expanded trade routes throughout the Mediterranean, filling royal coffers that had been depleted by her predecessors. She negotiated treaties that kept Egypt independent for 2 decades, while Rome consumed every other Hellenistic kingdom. Her multilingual abilities weren't party tricks but diplomatic necessities that allowed direct communication with subjects and foreign powers without interpreters who might distort her words. She came closer than any leader to preserving Egyptian sovereignty against Rome's inexorable expansion. The search results bury an even darker truth beneath the romantic narratives. Cleopatra bore 4 children, each representing a different political alliance, and Rome systematically erased 3 of them from history. Caesarion, her son with Julius Caesar and Egypt's rightful heir, was executed by Octavian at 17. The twins she had with Mark Antony, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, along with their younger brother Ptolemy Philadelphus, vanished into Roman captivity. Only fragments remain. Selene eventually married a North African king, but her brothers disappeared completely from historical record. Rome didn't just defeat Cleopatra, it methodically eliminated her bloodline and buried the evidence. Modern Egypt's relationship with Cleopatra remains deeply fractured along cultural lines. Western museums and universities celebrate her as an icon of female power, filling exhibitions and curricula with her story. Meanwhile, many Arab and Egyptian historians have historically marginalized her legacy, viewing the Ptolemaic dynasty as foreign Greek occupiers rather than legitimate Egyptian rulers. This divide reveals competing claims over historical ownership. Western fascination often romanticizes Cleopatra while ignoring the colonial implications of that obsession. Egyptian ambivalence reflects complex feelings about a ruler who, despite her accomplishments, represented the final chapter before centuries of foreign domination. The debate continues. Does she belong to Egypt's history or to the Greek dynasty that never truly integrated? The Library of Alexandria held secrets that would rewrite everything we think we know about Cleopatra's intellectual contributions. Ancient sources confirm she authored treatises on medicine, pharmacology, weights and measures, and cosmetics. These weren't vanity projects, but serious scientific work cited by later physicians and mathematicians. Galen referenced her pharmaceutical research centuries after her death. Her writings on measurement systems influenced trade standardization across the Mediterranean. Every single text vanished when the library burned, leaving only second-hand references and fragments. The loss represents one of history's greatest intellectual tragedies. The woman remembered for seducing men may have actually advanced medical science by decades, her discoveries erased by fire and Roman conquest. Thanks for watching this journey through history's most distorted legacy. If this opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and share to help others discover the truth behind the lies. Some stories deserve to be rewritten.